Well, season one was so good. We thought we'd do it for another time. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, wherever you are watching in the world or in the comfort of your own home. We are here back for another season of the Zero Point Racing Multiclass series for the first round here at the Bahrain International Circuit, as we see a Porsche just lagging his way through the corner, which is fantastic. Hopefully, we're going to have a lot of gridded cars today. That is the main philosophy of this series. If you do want to get yourself involved, check us out on SimGrid, Zero Point Racing events. You can get yourself signed up in the hypercar or the GT3. Not so many hypercars here tonight, which is a bit of a shame. I was obviously expecting a little bit more. In terms of GT3s, we do have a few of them on the field. We're hoping to have a little bit more as we do get into qualifying. But yeah, hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is good. I am joined in the commentary box by Mr. Ryan himself as we, Jesus Lord in Christ, where's our Ford going?
Jesus.
Like, as we see your Ford just completely plummet through the barrier, which is absolutely fantastic. The LMU server is doing absolutely wonders here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So you're in for a real treat. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, I'm joined in the commentary box by Mr. Ryan himself. So say hello, Mr. Ryan himself.
Hello, Mr. Ryan himself.
There we go. Fantastic. No matter what I say, it's always going to be a troll. But nevertheless, we are doing it anyway. So we are doing it anyway. So yeah, season two. What are we expecting for this season then, Mr. Ryan himself?
So we're expecting it's a six track season, 6 race season. Let's get that correct in the first place. Our long races, 20 minutes qualifying, which is open, so you will see the Hypers and GT3s together. So expect some atrocities happening there. In regards to the series itself, so we start off Bahrain, we go to Silverstone, we go to Le Mans at the end of the season. There's tracks in between that. I'm not going to lie, they've gone from my head completely. But it's just to get back into the spirit of racing. We haven't done this in a little while. We did have a bit of a break. We were trying to work out how we wanted to move forward with the series, and ultimately everyone voted they wanted the Multiclass series back. So here we are. As you see, Ben Ely in Xfinite by XPR livery.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Xfinite then. What is the brand? What is the what's the whole ordeal with it, really? Because obviously it's a bit of a new team. Obviously still under the 0 Point banner, but just tell us a little bit more about it.
So Xfinite is a brand new team. It is a second team. There's no looking at it in terms of a junior team or anything like that. Xfinite was set up to replace effectively what we called our community team. So it's for drivers that maybe couldn't drive as much on track, didn't have as much time, they work, they have other commitments. It was set up in that regards, but it can be used as a platform for the 0 Point Racing team itself if they really wanted to look at it that way. The aspect of it is to enjoy the racing, and that's what 0 Point's always been about, is just enjoy the racing, have fun while doing it, and that usually means you get the best out of yourself in that response. But with Xfinite we are running a blue and carbon livery, which is obviously different from the yellow and carbon that we normally run, and it's part of our Project 0.2 project that we have running at the moment. So it's a big multitude of smaller projects that create Project 0.2 as a whole, with part 2 being released on the 28th of July as Ben is drifting.
Yep, just drifting around the last corner. That is some serious drifting. There appears to be a little bit of latency issues going on tonight. So hopefully that's not going to be the case for the race. So hopefully that might stabilize a little bit. But obviously I see we've got 2 new affiliations as well. So we have LMU Overlay, and we also have Heisenfeld on board as well. So I mean, just in terms of LMU Overlay, maybe just kind of give people a rundown what LMU Overlay is all about.
So LMU Overlay is a completely new overlay system for Le Mans Ultimate itself. It's created by the same person who's created Pixel cars we're using tonight. It's a fully customizable driver HUD as well, so you can customize your dashboard layout. You can customize obviously sizings, like features such like that with the overlay itself. And it's only £20 for a lifetime license, so it's very cheap.
More bang for your buck, basically. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, very good product. Constantly being improved. Any updates come out almost immediately when they are looked into. If there was any bug issues, Rick is all over that very quickly. So yeah, I highly recommend going to check out. Well, we'll put the website in the chat soon. Qualifying is about to start.
Yep, so qualifying is about to start. So thank you very much for that with the LMU overlay thing. That is a very good promotional detail. But yeah, as Ryan says, if you do want to check it out, we'll put a link in the chat very, very soon. As I say, £20 for a lifetime license, all of the driver HUDs and overlays that you need for LMU. I've used it myself. It is absolutely fantastic. So do get yourself on that if you do want a good overlay. But in terms of qualifying, 20 minutes. And all the cars this time, or this season round, are going to be on the track. So this is going to be very, very chaotic. A lot of drivers are going to have to fight for the space as well. So there is going to be GTs and hypers on the track as well. So this will be this will be very, very fun. I'm looking forward to this, because it's obviously the case of the hypers on a good lap. They're going to see GT3. They'll just start spamming, flashing the lights, telling them to get out of the way. But most of the time, the GT's probably not going to get out of the way because they're on the lap as well. So there's got to be a bit of a compromise going on there. But the hypers will obviously take some time to warm up the tyres. The GT3s, obviously, yes, they do take the time to warm up the tyres, but not as much as the hypers. The hypers obviously do create a little bit longer time to warm those up. But I mean, looking down the list here, like, who's your favourite for qualifying? Because there's a few names I see there. As we see, Lowe Nielsen. Pretty sure he was in this season, last season, in the Toyota, having a little spin there. So that just proves the cold tyres effect for you as well. Bahrain at night as well. So I mean, obviously temps will still be high. It is obviously set in the big old desert. So, but yeah, like in terms of like the names and stuff like in here, obviously. There might be a few names I recognise here. There's a few new drivers in here as well. So, I mean, who's your... Obviously, with the 4 hypers and stuff like that. Obviously, as I say, it's a bit of a shame. I was expecting to have a bit more hypers in here. It would have been definitely really, really cool. But, I mean, yeah, like, in terms of drivers, who should we watch out for this season? Any recommendations? Any people you're catching your eye?
It's very difficult to say, to be honest with you, because the grid is quite different. There is a lot of the names here. Yes, it is a shame about the hypers, but we do get it's quite hot, so people probably not going to be wanting to drive as much, let's say. But hopefully next week that gets filled up a bit more, as Lowe Nielsen's going off again in the background. Yeah, so looking into it, it's anyone's guess really. I can't really comment on who's going to be there with at the top of the field, really. It's going to be a case of we'll wait and see what happens and move forward from there.
Yeah, so obviously there's definitely going to be a mix of definite interesting qualifying here, as we're just looking on the Porsche of Jasper here. So he's just about to start a lap now, so coming into T1. Hopefully it's going to be nice and tidy. The V does say 96.1%, but I'd imagine he's already adjusted the fuel ratio to compromise that for his qualifying lap. But let's just stick with him for now. I don't really know much about a GT3 lap around here, so can't really give you an estimate of what a good time is. So yeah, let's just see what he can do here. It doesn't seem to be much of a push lap. It seems to be a little bit slow, but it's just coming into the S section now. Hopefully we'll keep this nice and tidy. Obviously, this braking point here, you need to brake a little bit earlier than what you think, because the corner does come up to you really, really, really fast. Brake down into first gear, tighten the hairpin, and be careful with that curb as well. You don't want to run out too wide on that curb. It does slow you down a little bit because it's a very, very bumpy curb, as a mouse cursor just appeared on the screen, so that's a surprise guess for you. That corner there, obviously very, very tricky as well, because you really need to slow it down and try and brake more or less in a straight line while turning. It's a really, really weird corner, but very, very rewarding if you can get that right. And then coming down the back straight now. This gear here in a GT3, again, I don't really know. I'm going to say probably in third gear. But the lap looks nice and tidy for now, as we're just looking on a driver's eye view. So the helmet cam going wild here in LMU. Down into second gear, hug that apex. Try not to run too wide on there, because it will give you a track limit infringement and you will ruin your lap time. And then down the back straight, full throttle here. hopefully get up into 6th gear, which he does. Just brake in between the 2 marker boards there. You can cut that curb a little bit. Try not to run too wide. Again, you will validate your lap and it will slow you down. And Jasper's going to set the benchmark here. So he's going to come up to the line. And it's going to be a 2 minute 2.884. So that is the benchmark to beat. As I'm trying to read it a little bit. It's kind of hard for me to read, but I'm still seeing it. So Ben Stormberg has done a 2 minute 4.5 as Stefan van Oort, I believe that's how you pronounce your name, is done a 205.3 with Ben Ely with a 205.9. So a bit of a difference in pace there, as Lone Nielsen has just done a 159.0. So that is the benchmark to set for the hypers, but I can imagine that time will obviously come down. Remember, I do have the compromise as a bollard makes his way onto the track. That is flipping, wow. That bollard was absolutely flipping everywhere. That was amazing to see. Like, the bollard effects are fantastic. Nevertheless, but yeah, like the benchmark to beat is 202.8 for the GT3s and 159.0 for the hypers. In terms of hypers, we've got 2 Toyotas, a Cadillac and a BMW. So yeah, different variety of choice here. So obviously the BMW, obviously the firm favourite, and BOP, the Toyotas with the EVO package. How do you think the Toyotas will do around here? I haven't really tested it myself, but do you think they're going to do well around Bahrain?
Yeah, I think they'll do okay. I mean, they're pretty good around there, pretty solid car in general. What I will say is, liveries of the season, I think already. Look at that. That is incredible.
That is some very, very good league. Was that Kermit the Frog on the side of that car?
That is Kermit the Frog.
Oh wait, it is actually Kermit Racing Team. So the 2 drivers in here are both Kermit Racing Team. That is absolutely fantastic. Well done, gentlemen. That is that is a livery and a team to bestow upon you. To actually have Kermit the Frog.
that just looks like a fruit salad on wheels. That just
it kind of does, doesn't it? It's like you want to go down to the shop and buy yourself a pack of sweets. This is what the packaging will look like when they give it to you. Do you know what I mean? But
Stromberg's gone P2 with 202.0.
Jasper's just done the fastest lap I see there with a 2 minute 0.907. So times are tumbling, tyres are getting warmer. With 30 minutes to go, will they come back into the pits and put another set of tyres on and maybe try and go for another lap, or will they have enough fuel to just keep pumping laps around? I mean, obviously, Lone Nielsen has done the fastest lap so far, I believe. I'm trying to read that, but it's kind of hard for me to read. Is it a 151.8?
Yes. Yeah. Is it do you need a bit more contrast of it?
No. It's just the way I'm seeing it is because I accidentally didn't join the server, so I don't have the Pixel cast on the TV, so right. I can read. It's fine. Yeah, Tommaso. It's just done 159.0, so you're quite a few seconds off the pace there. Adam Modan and Ben Shawley. So Adam Modan is a very, very quick driver. We know that for sure. He's very, very quick in the GT3s. Oh, Hadjo's in there. Hello, Hadjo. Nice to see you. He's running the yellow livery. He's ever run the blue livery? I'm so confused with the drivers.
It's fine. I mean, because we've got some Xfinity drivers in there, like, it's good to see the yellow as well, so it's all good.
Yeah, I get so confused at times of what's going on. I don't really know. I literally come on and I'm just like, what's happening? But nevertheless, we've got Fabio Cozera. I said, so it's a great last name, by the way. But so his best lap was a 203.2. So, you know, a couple of seconds off the pace. So he's got a little bit of time to find here. As Jasper goes faster again with a 2 minute 0.217. So, yeah, so the times are still tumbling. Lone Nielsen, again, fastest lap with a 149.9. I believe in terms of hypers, you can get into the 148s, 147s in qualifying. Am I correct in saying that? Or is that race trim? I haven't driven around here. It's such a long time.
Qualifying, you can actually go faster. I reckon you go 45s, even 44s.
It's race trim I'm thinking of. That's 147s, isn't it?
Yeah, 46s, 47s, maybe even still lower. Again, there's some aliens out there that can do some crazy times. That's a returning name. Alfredo Atalico.
Alfredo, yeah, returning name. So with the lovely monster delivery, as we've got a replay here of Ben Ely. So what happened to Ben here? So comes into T1 and goes into T2. Is it going to have a little bit of a slide come out? Yeah, so he hits the curb and just cuts off there, the replay. But I'd imagine he hit the curb and had a little bit of a spin there. That curb can be very, very deadly, especially no matter what car you drive. And I'm pretty sure myself and Ryan have definitely experienced that before. But I mean, this track it's not easy. Like, but some people say, oh yeah, nobody likes driving this track, and you know, some people will stick to that because it is not, in terms of track, it's not easy, is it? Especially in these hypers and GT3s. I mean, obviously in Formula One, if you play the F1 games, it is very, very easy. But in terms of driving in hypers and GTs, it's definitely a different kettle of fish, isn't it?
Yeah, the driving around this track in general, I believe that's quite fun. It does. It is a technical track. There's some good corners, there's some shocking corners, but it's a relatively okay track. As we're watching Room van Jarsveld, according to Xfinity.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, as I said, I think that can be shortened to RVJ, as he's like to be called. But I've just seen that Lowe Nielsen's done a faster lap with a 1:49.233. So the lap times are still tumbling, but they're not as quick as obviously what I thought they were going to be. But I mean, I have yet to see Adam Modan and Ben Shorley. I'd imagine they're probably going to start at the back if they haven't come out the pit lane yet. They might do, but you never know. But yeah, 4 hypers, 12 GT3s at the moment. We was hoping to have probably a little bit more, but you know, if you do want to get yourself signed up to this, we'd love to have you racing on here. You know, head over to SimGrid, check out 0 Point Racing events, and you'll find the LMU Multiclass Season 2 on there. Get yourself signed up, because there's a great few races coming up as well, and Le Mans is in there, so everybody likes Le Mans. As we look at a replay of Vanos, so what's he's going to do here? So he's going to come around the corner. Is he going to have a little bit of a slide coming down the hill? Oh yeah, so Twitchy going into the entry of the corner and complete snap, and that is gone right round and gone way out into the it looks like he's trying to go to the Dubai Autodrome there, but yeah, I mean, that corner as well can be very, very tricky. It looks easy, but sometimes once it goes wrong, it definitely goes wrong, doesn't it?
Yeah, and that is a quote of the day. Once it goes wrong, it definitely goes wrong.
I'm here for the quotes of the day, so put that in there, that is for sure.
Just watching now, Ben Ely. I just want to check if I've got the right camera set. Here we go. The Mustang P3. Yeah, Logan's just got a 48.6 now.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, sorry. Yeah, his times are going down lower and lower. Obviously, the tyres are definitely getting warmer. So obviously the lap times will tumble as you expect. But Tommaso still only a 1:51.0, so the time hasn't been improved as what I thought it was going to be. As we're looking at Hajo Horman in the 0 Point Racing Porsche, so his best lap time is a 2-minute 2.393. Hopefully there might be some improvements to gain on that. The sectors aren't showing as in he's on another lap, but maybe that might just be a glitch in the old pixel car system. But yeah, just stick with Hajo for now, as he takes that corner perfectly. It's probably as perfect as you want to get. As I say, you don't want to run too wide out of that corner, otherwise it will just you invalidate your lap time. As he comes up to the last corner, he has a Ford in front of him, and I believe that's Chris River in front of him, so he might give him a little bit of a slipstream going down the back straight here, so this could help him out massively if he is on a lap, and if he is actually going to improve on his lap times. He's going to come across the line. There's a 2-minute 1.0, so Chris River there in the Ford, providing that little bit of a slipstream there for Hajo, and he's put himself up into P4 on the GT3 board.
Yeah, good lap. Mainly an iRacing driver. Sparks in the belief, a lot of the drivers, so that might be why the grid's a bit low as well. Sparks with 4 hours is literally just around the corner, and even at 4 hours as well that's going on. There's special events happening everywhere at the moment, so just looking through the field, we've got Stephen Van Orten P9, P9 rather, shall I say. Jasper's just chilling at the moment out in front. 2 minute 0.2, very good lap. But yeah, it's an exciting season. We've got a lot coming forward. We've got a lot of news to come our way as well as a team and as an operation. On the 28th of July, something we're very excited about. Something we are hoping we are one of the first to do this. So watch this space with that.
Keep your eyes peeled for that, because there's a lot of exciting times ahead, and hopefully you join us along for the journey, because it's definitely some exciting times, and I can't wait to kind of share with you all what it is going to be. But back to the action here in Bahrain, as Alfredo is just coming up to the last corner now. Is he going to be improving on his lap time, as Jasper's just done a 1:59.8, so goes even faster than that. As he comes down the back straight now, the main straight. Is it improving on his time? No, not at the moment. So he's still got a little bit of work to do here. But is there more GTs in this field I'm seeing that are not out on track? Or is that just the overlay doing this thing?
As far as I'm aware, that is all that's gone out on track at the moment. But there might be people just staying in the pit lane wanting to start at the back. So we'll find out on race start with that. But it'd be nice to see a few more drivers. Obviously, like I say, we know the weekend is hot at the moment in Europe, and it's also Spa 24-hour weekend on iRacing, and then we've got an even a 4-hour, and the World Cup's on. So there's a lot going on at the moment.
Yeah, so obviously, I mean, including myself, I am participating in the Spa 24 hours tomorrow on iRacing. So that's starting, I think, at 1 p.m. So I'm trying to get the practice in for that. So obviously car choice is obviously going to be essential for that. So I mean, obviously we've gone for the McLaren as the Cadillac behind of Tommaso, just runs a little bit wide there. So that's what happens when you miss your braking zone at that corner. It can go very, very wrong. But yeah, no, it's definitely some. There's a lot of racing going on, especially with the World Cup as well, and obviously, of course, this heat wave that we've got going on in Europe, which is absolutely catastrophic at the moment. I don't think I've seen anything like this for a while, like what we had about 4 years ago, when we had like 40-degree heat wave. That was insane, but it's lasting for a very, very long time. So hopefully it will cool down a little bit, because it definitely needs to cool. And obviously, when you do sim racing, and especially if you live in the UK, we don't really have air conditioning, so trying to have a fan on, you do sweat a lot more. It does kind of put you off from doing racing, because it does make you more tired, but you know, nevertheless, it's for the love of the game, and that's why we do sim racing. But anyway, enough about that. Let's look with Tommaso now. So he's still not improved on his lap time here, and he's currently still in P2 out of 4. I can imagine if that's going to be his pace, he might be trundling at the back a little bit here, so he definitely needs to improve on his time. As Hadjo has done, I think, has improved on his lap time, so he's done a 2-minute 0.5, as Lone Nielsen does the fastest lap with a 1:48.497. So lap time is tumbling down, I should say, as I'm nearly stumbling my words there. But still a little bit more time to improve on, as we've got a replay of Ben Eady here. What's going to happen to Ben? So breaking into the corner. Oh, Magic VE is just gained there on the overlay. Is it going to be a spin at the corner? Yeah, it's so easy to do. The corner is like off camber. There's a little bit of a hill as you kind of go around it. You put too early on the traction, the car likes to spin around, so you do have to be careful at that corner. As we see Hadjo now, hopefully going to try and improve in his lap time. Maybe he's very close to getting a P2 here, taken away from Ben Ely, so he's definitely trying to push for that, is Hadjo, and he's not a slouch of a driver, is he? He's very quick in his own right.
Yeah, he's sector 1 was at its fastest, to be honest with you, last lap. This lap, not too sure what his second time is at the moment, I might have missed that, but 35.9 first sector is at his purple. Sector 2 is a few tenths behind, he's about 4 tenths behind, and Sector 3 is only 10 behind. So let's see how Sector 2 looks.
See, indeed it does. So coming into the right-hander now, it's going to be nice and tidy on the exit here. You want to take probably as much curb as you do want to take. Again, You can cut a little bit of the inside. Try not to run too wide. That's probably perfect. As I say, you do slow yourself down. As Jasper has just done an even faster lap. It was a 1:59.6. And I can imagine this will be his last lap. If not, he'll be coming into the garage. But Hadjo's going to come around to the last corner now with Low Nielsen just behind him. So Low Nielsen will probably get a little bit of a slipstream behind if he doesn't mess up the corner, which he probably has. And he does pull in the pits. But Hadjo Horman's going to run up to the line here. And is it going to be an improvement on his time? And it is. And he's gone P2 with a 2:0 flat. So 2:0, he's put him up into P2. Can he potentially push himself into pole position and take that lap time away from Jasper? I don't think he might be able to, but if he can push with all his might, he's definitely going to try. But to beat a 1:59.6 is going to be a bit of a tall order for him, but I have no doubt in his abilities that he will be able to do it. But we shall soon see, as we are still looking at Jasper now. Runs a little bit wide onto the curb there, but is this going to be an improvement in his lap time? Is he going to think about trying getting even faster around this lap? He's going to try and push that Porsche all the way to the end, and he runs a little bit wide going out the corner, and he's pulled off onto the side. And no, that's not going to be an improvement on his lap time, and that is going to be end his running as the Porsche blips back onto the track of Van Oort. Absolutely fantastic name. So lap time 2:02.028. He's currently put himself into, I didn't see that there. I'm just trying to look on the leaderboard. My eyes have got really confused. He's in P8 at the moment. His teammate is in P11 with a 2:02.8. As we're looking on to Hadjo now, as the brake discs are glowing there in the night, full head beam of lights on that Porsche. Even though the floodlights are illuminating this Bahrain International Circuit, and it does throw up a beautiful scene at Bahrain when it is in the night. Probably better in the night than it is during the day of a race. It definitely shows a bit more character and it feels a bit more alive here in the desert. But Hadjo coming down the back straight now, and he's going to run up to the last corner. Hopefully he's going to get this absolutely spot on. And it comes around the last corner now. Hopefully this might be an improvement on his time. Is he going to pull into the pit lane? He is. So it's not going to be an improvement on his time. And he's going to hopefully remain in P2 as we see Van Oort in the other Porsche of Kermit Racing Team. Still a fantastic name, as his teammate just in the background there, as you can see. It's going to try and improve on his lap time here. Coming around the final corner. Does he run a little bit wide? Oh, hits the curb a little bit there, but still manages to get down onto the straight. He's going to run up to the line. Will it be an improvement on his lap time? Can he get himself further up onto the board? He moves up a place, and he goes into P7 with a 2:1.564. His teammate's just going to cross the line now. Is it going to be an improvement? No, not this time around. So he will remain in P11. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is qualifying over. So first qualifying of the new season. Did you expect the turnout that it was going to be here?
No, like I say, I'm still trying to learn these drivers' pace. I think we're going to find out a lot over the next, definitely the first two races, as to who is going to be, what is going to be the pecking order. Good luck by Jasper to get under the 2-minute barrier. Go straight into the race.
Go to the grid for the race start.
Yeah, hour-long race. Hopefully some decent racing.
Hour-long race here, ladies and gentlemen. First round of the new season. Get your predictions in the chat. I am seeing the chat, so I do read it. Let's go, Jasper from Cape Man. Yep. If you've got a favorite driver you want to cheer on, definitely give him a shout out, because it's going to be some exciting racing here for 1 hour of racing here at the Bahrain International Circuit. Quick pointers from you, Ryan. What can we expect from this race in terms of like pit stop wise, anything like that? What can you give insight here?
I'm expecting a race with some cars.
Fantastic.
No, honestly, I think the pit stop is probably going to be around 35, either 40-45 minute mark. I think with a bit of fuel saving, that'll be quite key. With spending less time in the actual pit stall itself, but you never know. There might be some strategy to play in terms of potentially even changing a tyre. Yeah, we don't have tyre warmers. Yes, it takes a little while to warm up. However, could it be the quicker strategy overall? Who knows? But I'm looking forward to it. I do like the race starts here at Bahrain. Turn 1's a hairpin, usually brings a bit of chaos.
Yeah, always does. It always does. I mean, GT3 wise, we got a good grid going on. I think we do. Is there 12 cars?
Yeah, 12 are just in the grid of GT3s, 3 in hypers. Hopefully, going forward over the next couple of weeks, we'll see a bit more than that, especially with the hypers. I'm a little bit disappointed with the hypers actually. That there wasn't as many there. I know some couldn't make it, which they had the decency to message, which is good, but some of them obviously haven't bothered. But it is what it is. Anyway, hand it over to you for the start.
Yeah, so hopefully we do get some more hypercar drivers in. As I say, if you do want to get yourself signed up and you want to actually get yourself racing, as I said before, head over to SimGrid and head over to the 0 Point Racing events. Get yourself signed up, and we'd love to see more cars on the grid. I'd love to commentate on a big car grid. It's always been a good dream of mine to do, and I do want to see that happen this season. But we are going to get set for the season 2 of the 0 Point Racing Multiclass series, or should I say GT3 series, here at Bahrain. Green flag is awaited immediately there. That is a Corvette of... see the name there, he's moving so fast, but nevertheless Hadjo has a great start and coming up to the side of Jasper in the other Porsche, who's going to be learning to break to T1. But in the, oh, it's a massive crash, and that is Alfredo. Oh, they're all crashed into each other at T1. Absolute bedlam has happened here at the start, and everyone is off. An absolutely chaotic start in the GT3 field, and Jasper's not going to be happy. Hadjo did get caught up in that as well, but Alfredo is got himself up into P2 here, and he's just going to challenge for the lead, so he kind of come out on top of all that. But we need to know who caused that start incident and what happened there. There was a Ford Mustang, I believe that was Chris River, that was going absolutely sideways as well as Ben Ely as well, because Ben Ely has dropped right down to the back as well. But chaotic start there for the GT3 field. In terms of hypers, Low Wilson is still leading with Adam Modan as we look at the replay now. So we do have the 0 Point car, that is RVJ, and as we can see, who can we see in the background here? Who makes the mistake here? So Ben is breaking. So there's so there was a Porsche there that absolutely slams to the right. I couldn't really see who that was, and that causes an absolute bedlam there. I believe it could have been Daniel Hurd. That might have been that driver, either that or Ryan Cheeky, one of the two, but we'll get confirmation on that very soon. But in the meantime, Hadjo has come out on top of this in the lead. But yeah, chaotic start there, but I don't think Jasper's going to be very happy with that one.
No, definitely not, but he's got the pace. He's going to come back through the field, I believe. Just going to have a look at another replay of the start. I want to see from a different angle. This is from the point of... so it looks like Alfredo's got in the middle and it's just the gap's closed. And
yes, yeah. It looks like he just turned into him on the Porsche, and obviously done kind of like a pit maneuver on him, and obviously spun everyone around. So maybe something to look at, maybe later down the line, maybe the stewards can have a look at that. As Adam Modan has, oh dear God, has spun around and lost the rear wing already. So unfortunate mistake there from Adam Modan, and there's retirement from the race straight away. Not what you want to see in the hypers, but that leaves us down with 2 hypercars for the rest of the race. And if Lone Nielsen could just keep this up, he should be on his way for a home run, as Tommaso is not got the pace at the moment, as Ben Stormberg runs a little bit wide there, and that's going to allow Van Ort to maybe try and challenge him, as again the McLaren runs very wide onto the gravel, and Van Ort's going to go, thank you very much, I'll take that position away from you, and moves himself up into P5 and on the challenge to hunt RVJ.
Yeah, I've got a weapon. It was just the Toyota spinning out was just got on the foot a little bit too early. It's a Toyota thing, it happens, unfortunately. But yeah, good lead for Hio. He's currently it's the gap at the moment 2 seconds ahead of Fabio Cosa. There's another Bollard flying somewhere.
Yeah, Bollard's making another appearance again here at Bahrain International Circuit. It seems to be a trait around here if you get Bollard, but as we can see now, that is Ryan Cheeky just behind Ben Stormberg here in the McLaren. So hopefully the Porsche might have a little bit more good speed. And he's in the slipstream now, but is he going to think about making the move into this corner? I don't think he will. He's a little bit too far back and just lifts a little bit there. I just saw that. But that is going to make him into the clutches of Jasper here. Jasper's going to try and look to gain some ground from that start one incident, on the turn one incident, I should say, sorry. But I'm starting to realise as well, there's a lot of Porsches in this race. So Porsche think, oh, Jasper trying to think about going around the outside there. Nearly kind of did make it stick, but couldn't quite get the power enough. But that's going to fall him into the clutches, maybe with Daniel Hearn. And is he going to think about trying making a move on the inside? Is he going to think about dive bombing him? He has a little look. No, that is Jasper going on the inside, and that is nearly contact being made, but they managed to keep it safe. But there we go then. Sorry.
So just been told to look at the BEs for RBJ and Stefan Van Oort. They're both on 50%, whereas everyone else is a bit higher. Fabio Cocosa's on 60 as well, so that's an interesting strat.
Yeah, definitely interesting strat, and as they're going 3 wide, the Porsches here, they're going to get through here safely. I think they will. And one of the other Porsches there has run a little bit wide, and that is Ryan Cheeky getting ahead of him as Jasper is still, and he's going to probably lose a place here to Daniel Hearn. But Daniel Hearn is going to try and stick it to the inside. Is he going to be able to break late enough here and try and keep that place? Is Jasper going to try and think about going the outside? No. So Daniel Hearn has made the place, and Jasper is falling back a little bit. You have to wonder if Jasper here has maybe some form of suspension damage or anything like that from the start, because he is not gaining what we thought he would gain, and he's definitely dropping back a little bit, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. There's seems to be some problems with that car, because his pace was so much stronger than this. Or he could be just struggling with as just having a lead in the hypers at the moment, just chilling.
Yeah, so Low Nielsen just chilling out in front in the Toyota. Yeah, I mean, not as many hypers as we'd like to see. Obviously, men had 3 on the grid. Obviously, a bit of a shame with Adam Modan retiring as well, but we know how quick a driver he can be. As we are just looking on the roof cam of RVJ, just on the back now of Alfredo, and a new driver coming into the season. So obviously racing under the Xfinite livery, or the Xfinite team name as well. So a lot of expectations riding off RVJ. I've heard good things about him, so hopefully he'll do well this season, as he did think about making something on Alfredo here, but just backs off a little bit. But going to sit in the slipstream now of the other Corvette, so Corvette power, but Alfredo just on the back of Fabio here. And as Ryan did say about the virtual energy usage as well, a lot of people are taking less virtual energy, so we'll see what happens, as Daniel was on the back of Ryan Cheeky here and getting a monster slipstream coming into T1. And is he going to think about making a move?
We'd like a hot dog for every country where Visa is accepted.
Okay.
Australia, Canada, Mexico, Argentina.
Oh my God.
United States. Are these cooked? Is this cooked?
Yes.
Ivory Coast, South Africa.
No more dogs.
All righty. Thank you.
Visa is accepted at millions of places worldwide.
On the inside and try and potentially get himself up into P7. He does think about making the move. They are going side by side through the corner. Is there contact being made? No, there's not. But he's going to swoop around the outside here, and he does take the place. So what a move by there. But is Ryan Cheeky going to think about making a cheeky little move into this corner here? Is he going to think about outbraking him coming up to this corner? No, he does not. He sticks behind him. But that is a good move there from Daniel Hearn to move up into 7th place.
Yeah, very good move. Good sort of classic Bahrain move, really. You can switch it back to the outside, especially T1, T2. You've got a bit of variety there. Just reading through some of the comments. Fun fact: RBJ uses a G29.
Do you know what? You can't fault the Logitech G29. It was the very first. Actually, no. The very first steering wheel I had, fun fact, ladies and gentlemen, was a Mad Cat's wheel. So take that as you will, literally. So a Mad Cat's wheel, and then my second steering wheel was a Logitech GT9. Had that for many, many years. So you can't go wrong with that steering wheel, and it's a lot of people's first ever steering wheel. So yeah, can't recommend that as enough. If you're looking to get into sim racing, you don't want to. You got a bit of a budget. You don't want to spend a lot. Hop onto Amazon or anything like that, or your local retailer. Logitech GT9, perfect start for you in sim racing. Will definitely get you from A to B, and then obviously when you do that, you can think about making moves like this up the inside, like Ben Stormberg is on the side of Van Oort.
I think that's Daniel Hearn actually getting past Ben Stormberg, to be honest with you.
Oh, I think it is. Yeah, sorry about that one. That is my mistake. But Daniel Hearn looking to get past Stormberg here in the McLaren, but the McLaren having none of it. as the other Porsche there of Ryan Cheeky just on the back of him now. So he's going to get the slipstream from the McLaren, as Daniel Hearn's going to get the side draft of the McLaren. So who's going to come out on top of this one? They're going to go run 3 wide, probably into this corner. I imagine they might do, but no. Ryan Cheeky backs out of it. Or no, or does he? Because Daniel Hearn has made a little bit of a mistake behind him, and that's going to allow Cheeky to get through on the inside there, make a cheeky little move, and which he has done as well, as Stormberg runs onto the curb in there and slides his McLaren out, and then Cheeky making another little cheeky move there. But Daniel Hearn is going to think, oh, I could have a bit of this as well. I'm going to try and take him up the inside. He does break a little bit later. He does make a move up the inside, and that is a move done there. So a lot of racing going on here, which is good to see. But Ben Ely has caught up onto the back of him as well. Where has Ben come from? From the start one incident, he's up to the back of Stormberg as we speak.
Yeah, this is a good little battle. That was exciting to watch. I think Daniel Hearn and Ryan Cheeky are going to be the ones to watch. I think they've actually, speaking of which, Ryan is actually the highest VE at the moment out of anyone on track. Jasper looks like he's pitting early. Ben's sending it.
Oh, so that was going to be a little bit of a move there, because Stormberg did make a mistake and run wide, and that's going to allow Ely to get through up into P8. So climbing his way back up the field, as we see Jasper there, and he's actually lost a place there to Van Horst as well. So definitely riding some form of damage during this race, I reckon, from that Star 1 incident. So that's going to hamper him a lot, as you know, Chris River has actually dropped right back as well. He is all the way back down, like 50 seconds behind, as RVJ is up into P2 here. So RVJ making the moves and is up into P2. Very, very impressive on his debut here. So clearly the man to watch, but with 6 seconds the gap to Hajar Horman, will he have enough to try and catch him? Remember, he has 40% less virtual energy to Hajar as well. So clearly going for a different strat here, or maybe it was a mistake in the VE, we don't know, but I reckon this could be a different strat. So we'll see if this does play out, as we see Alfredo and Fabio going side by side with each other, coming up to T1. Who's going to be later on the brace? It's a Porsche Power versus Corvette Power, and Corvette Power does prevail in this instance as well. So Alfredo in P3 at the moment, ahead of Fabio, with Van Ort just behind him.
Some good battles on track at the moment. I suppose we can't really neglect the hypers, even though there's only 2 of them. As we see Thomas Baseggio in P2. His lap time's actually not too bad at the moment. He sort of stabilised the gap, but he's still 8.5 seconds behind Low Nilsson. Looking at the battles, Stephen Van Ort is back on the case now. Fabio Cacosa ahead of him.
He is as well, so he's going to try and think about making the move sooner rather than later. Just trying to see lap times as well. So his last lap was a 2 with a 2.8. So the pace is there, but with that little bit lower VE usage as well, he will be making his pit stop very, very soon. Maybe that is the strat that they're doing. They're just trying to, they're putting lower virtual energy or fuel in the car to make the car lighter, try and gain as many places as they can, and then come into the pits that way, and then try and do a big overcut. Maybe that is their strat, is what they're thinking here. Obviously an hour race, but you know, it could be many different things. Obviously we just don't know that as of yet, but yeah, no, as I say as well, RVJ is obviously in P2. He is losing a little bit of time to Hajo, but I can imagine that might play out near the end of the race as well, as we just saw the little battle going on there. But we see Stormberg in front of Van Ort as well. So Van Ort in the Porsche, the other teammate to Van Ort, as he did think about making a move there, as Hajo's gone faster again with a 2 minute 0.9. So clearly setting the pace and the benchmark to beat. But there we go. You want some Porsche and Porsche action? This is your place to do it here at Bahrain tonight. And he's going to try and pull out into the inside. Is he going to think about making a move into turn 1? Is it going to be a little bit later on the brakes here? They're still going side by side into the corner. Will they make contact? No. Very, very good racing from these lads here as well. But that is Fabio still holding his own, but Van Holt with the inside line there. He's actually made the move, and he's made it stick as well. So he's actually got himself up into P4 ahead of Fabio. But that was a little bit of a wiggle there from Fabio behind. I think he thought about trying to make a move up the inside there, but thought better of it. But in him doing that, Daniel Hearn has gone right up to the back of him as well. So Daniel Hearn is one to watch as well because he's making his way through the field. But yeah, I don't think it won't be long until he falls into the clutches of Hearn. And is he going to think about making a move up in? No, chooses to stick behind him. He doesn't think about making a move this time as well in the default livery to Porsche. Same with Fabio as well in the Benz Work Porsche livery as well. Fabio, a little bit of a wiggle there going into that corner. It's so easy to do because it's such a tricky corner to get right, but keeps the car in a straight line, and yeah, still holding his own at P5 at the moment. But yeah, there's been some good racing from the GT3 field. Even though there is a lot less cars here tonight, but yeah, it's been some good racing here at the moment.
Yeah, I just wanted to sort of go back to the strategy a little bit that's been run by RVJ and Stefan Van Oort and Fabian Picosa. I'm a bit unsure how that's going to work because fundamentally, as Daniel's sending it up the inside, that's a good move.
He does. He does as well. So he does make that move up into P5. So good job there from Daniel Hearn. He's now going to set in sight on Van Oort as well. But yes, sorry, do carry on.
Yeah, I'm really too sure it's going to work because fundamentally, if you're spending more time in the pits putting energy in the car, you're spending more time in the pit lane station. So I'm not too sure how this is going to work really for them. But I suppose we'll find out a little bit later on. Hyo's got a 7.5 second lead at the moment, just chilling out in front.
And can I just say as well, the liveries, not that I'm being biased or anything here, but the 0-point liveries under the lights do look fantastic, don't they? They really do stand out.
Yeah, they look good. They do look good. I think all the liveries look good, to be honest with you. Out there, there's some good ones. I'm a bit of a fan of the Kermit one.
Yeah, I do love the Kermit Racing team, and I think that's a fantastic livery, especially with Kermit the Frog sitting on the side where the number plate is. As we've got a driver's eye view of Alfredo here in the Corvette. I do have bad memories of the Corvette and Bahrain many months ago, but we don't talk about that. That is some proper steering rack.
What is that?
I don't know if that is meant to be a game thing or whether that actually is a steering lock, but let's watch this again. I just want to see if it does it again.
Yep, that is.
God dear Lord, that is some steering rack that Alfredo has got there. I mean, can we just look at another driver's on board just to see if that's different as well? So let's look at Van Oort here. So let's just check he's won. Yep, so that is Alfredo's steering rack. So credit to you, sir, for using that. That is mental. Absolutely mental. I do want to know what steering wheel you're on, sir, because I would love to know.
There's some Alonso 2005 vibes going on here, right? With that.
I was going to say, it definitely feels like it, doesn't it, with the steering rack? That
interesting.
That's crazy, man. I mean, obviously he's holding his own in P3 at the moment in the Corvette with that steering rack, and as you can see in the LED display there in the Corvette. The Porsche just behind. You feel like you want to play the Jaws music because you know, when you see a car behind you, you scream. It's quite intriguing to see. But just coming across the line now, we do have 43 minutes to go. Your current runners at the moment is Lo Nielsen leading the hypercar field from 10 seconds to Tommaso. Ben Shorley and Adam Odan, obviously Ben didn't start. Adam Odan retired at the start of the race, but that is Ben Ely there getting past. That is Ryan Cheeky there in the Porsche, so he has got that move done up into P7. So Ben Ely, I nearly said Ben Shorley, there's so many Bens. Ben Ely has made that move and he's got himself up into P7 as the hypercar of Tommaso in the Cadillac is trying to make his way through the field. And the leader hypercar is actually making his way through the field as well. So the fun thing about obviously multi-class racing is, like, you know, when you're in the hypercar and you're passing the GT3s, it's kind of a satisfying, I should say, feeling when you do it, because when you're passing slower class cars. But personally myself, I don't like to be passed. I like to be the one passing. So I mean, in terms of like my iRacing days, when I used to drive GT3s, I was absolutely scared when a LMP1, I'm talking like yonks ago here, when an LMP1 car would come flying past, I was like, nah, I want to get in on that action, and haven't looked back since. But you know, everyone has their personal preference of what cars to drive. I just prefer driving the faster class cars because I like to be the one to do the passing. But But you have to put that trust in the driver that you know that obviously the GT3s are going to stick to their line, so they have to be predictable, that you know that you can get past them safely. You know, obviously not ruin anyone's race, and you know, sometimes be branded as hyper donkeys. That's what they always do. I'm just looking in the chat now from Major. What's Nielsen's fastest lap so far? So Ryan, could you provide that?
Yeah, 149.2. I literally just responded. That was his best lap. Last lap was 49.7. Just going through the field, Jasper's got his damage repaired because he's done a 2-minute quick 6, the fastest lap of the race for GT3 last lap. So he's not bothered out yet to gain some positions back. I mean, there's a good chance he could get himself back into the midfield, P6, P7 potentially. Ben's driving pretty well at the moment, holding some positions back there. Just looking at Ohio, he's just extended the gap again. He's now sort of crept into just over 8 seconds, or just under 8 seconds now. The field's starting to spread out a little bit, so it's really interesting to see how drivers are reacting and what they're doing. Looks like Ryan Sheeky is saving some energy. He's currently on 66.3%.
Yeah, so different strategies will play out. It usually does happen when it comes to the end of the race. You get, like, the first start of the race, you get all the battles happening, you know, mid-race. You'll start to see the pack kind of spread out, but then when it gets near the end of the race, that's when the strategies will come into play, and that's when the last couple of lap battles will turn out. So we'll keep the entertainment of what we can. It's just looking at Daniel Hearn on the back of Alfredo, so still behind the Corvette driver, only 5/10 behind him. He needs to make that move sooner rather than later. You'd feel like he does have the better pace, but I mean, will he be able to get past Alfredo with that steering rack? You know, it could be a definite tall order, but I have every faith that the Porsche driver could probably get it done, as he does close the gap a little bit there, down to 4/10 on the back of Alfredo.
Rumour has it that Alfredo, when he's on the main straight, is still turning out the last corner.
And the rumours could be true, so we'll definitely get confirmation of that very, very soon. So keep your eyes peeled on that one. But here we go then. So Alfredo takes a little bit more of an inside line at the last corner. Maybe made a little bit of a mistake, as Daniel Hearn is on the back of the Corvette driver now. So he's going to get that slipstream. And will we see a move coming into T1 here? Will he think about making the dive of the century? Doesn't think of it this time, backs out a little bit, and it's just going to bide his time a little bit more. 39 minutes to go. Virtual energy usage is pretty much neck and neck between the two. So, but you can see the places gained on the leaderboard as well. So Alfredo's gained 5 places at the start, but Daniel Hearn has gained 8 places at the start as well. So, you know, took advantage of the start chaos as well. And you know, if you did miss the start of what happened, we'll hope provide you with a replay very, very soon, as we do have a replay now. So this was the start. If you did miss it, as you can see, there was a Porsche there on the right hand side. Alfredo braked. He did brake a little bit early, didn't he? And I don't know whether that was a Porsche that turned in or not, but then you can see the Mustang just facing the wrong way. Ben Ely got caught up in that as well. So yeah, so that is what happened at the start. As the camera zoom all the way to Ben Ely, there he is. So back up into P7. Oh, a little bit of a scuff front there on the Mustangs. Not what you want to see on the front of your car, but yeah, he's coming back through the field, isn't he? So he's obviously taking a little bit of time, but he's making his way through it. But if he's got any form of suspension damage or anything like that, he's doing well to maintain it.
Yeah. Hopefully it's just cosmetic. Just looking through the fields, I mean, the fastest car on track last lap was actually Daniel Hearn with a 2-minute quick 6. He is flying at the moment, but for some reason he's dropped back behind Alfredo. I'm sure he made the move, or have I missed something?
No, I think he was still behind him the whole time. I think he's still trying to make the move. But while all that is happening, Van Ort behind is slowly catching them a little bit there. So the Kermit Racing team was going to think about potentially trying to take both of these. And, you know, this is the fight for the podium position as well. RVJ just ahead, 3.8 seconds ahead of these two. So you'd feel like that if they do start battling, that's going to help RVJ. But with the virtual energy usage at 14.5% for RVJ, he's going to have to pit soon as well. So maybe, hopefully, he can get the strategy to work. But I mean, as you say, Ryan, like if he's going to coming to the pits earlier, he's going to be in the box stationary for a lot longer. So definitely weird strategy there going on there. But you think you can make it work?
I honestly don't know. I personally, from a hypercar experience, that wouldn't normally work. But who knows? Who knows? It could play out in a way better for them. Just looking as well, Tommaso Berseggio's got 60% VE still. As it stands, he would make it to the end of the race by stopping. Whereas Lowe Nielsen's going to be very tight with his energy levels.
So, never say never in racing. Even though there is 2 hypers in the field, Tommaso could spring an absolute surprise here if he is saving around every single lap. He could still potentially be on for the win here. As yeah, there you go. There's confirmation of Jasper has just gone faster with a 2-minute 0.576. As Lowe Nielsen in the hypers has done a 1:49.069. Very nice. So, that is Ben Ely trying to make a move up the inside of Fabio here. And Fabio in the Porsche runs a little bit wide, and that's going to allow Ben to try and go onto the outside line. But is he going to think about it? No, so just ducks behind him for now. And clearly creeping up on the Porsche driver. The Porsche driver doesn't seem to be as quick as what we think he was going to be. But Ben Ely trying to get onto the back of him and try and make that move. As Daniel Hearn is on the back of Alfredo again. So this is going to be round number 492 of this battle. And is he going to be able to get that slipstream and use that Porsche power to get past the Corvette? And yes, it is a Corvette. I believe it is a V8, isn't it? As far as I'm aware.
No, it's a V6, I believe. There used to be V8.
It used to be a it used to be a V8, didn't it? But they... Yeah, it's not. Maybe we can get different confirmation on that. It is a V8 major. It is a V8. So, nevertheless, okay. So it is a V8. It just doesn't sound like one. So that is not the American way. But tell you what is trying to be the American way is Daniel Hearn trying to make a move around the outside, and Ben Ely has got past Fabio here, and these two of Daniel Hearn and Fabio are still going side by side. And Alfredo runs a little bit wide there. There's a little bit of confusion going on here. And Van Ort's going to go, lovely stuff. I feel like I'm going to make a move here on the inside, but chooses not to and backs out a little bit there. So definitely a ding-dong battle going on here. This is for P3, so this is for a podium position. So they're going to want to fight for this podium position. And, you know, this is some great racing here tonight. What it is on a Friday night at 9 p.m. In UK time. So don't think I'll be anywhere else right now apart from sitting here commentating on a race, which is what I love doing, and will provide the race and entertainment for you guys. I'm just reading the chat from Major. When C806 was released, many were saying it was a Ferrari on a budget. Well, I mean, we could probably get confirmation of that for Ryan, to be honest, but like, I'll tell you a story in a minute, but the story I want to tell you about now is these two battling for P3, as Hearn is going to try and get onto the inside of Alfredo. This is going to be his best chance here to try and make a move, and he's going to think about going to the inside. They're going to give him room, and he goes onto the curb a little bit there, but they're still going side by side as Alfredo is trying to use that power of that Corvette there, and somehow the Corvette is making that power stick. It is faster than a straight line. And I tell you what, if that was the last lap of the race, that definitely would have been a photo finish. But who's going to come out on top? Is it the German power? Is it the American power that's going to come out on top of this? They're both braking. They're both still side by side. But Daniel Hearn does make the move, and he's on. No, he doesn't, because he runs a little bit wide. They're afraid he's going to try and think about it, but he doesn't right now. But that's going to allow Van Aert to try and make this go 3 wide. And he's going to try and take the position. So Alfredo here could lose 2 places in the space of 2 to 3 corners, but he's not going to try and give out as of now. But unfortunately, he has to concede, and he has lost 2 places as of them couple of corners. So Daniel Hearn has got up into P3. Van Aert has made the move on Alfredo, but Alfredo is the big loser on that one and has lost 2 places in 2 or 3 corners. But that was a bit of a battle, which is near half an hour to go in this race, but the battles are still raging on all the way up and down this field.
Yeah, it was a good little battle, that. Van Aert's going to have to pit soon anyway, so I don't think Attalico's too worried. But yeah, just wanted to say, everyone, please just ask us any questions you like. We will answer it. And it could be anything as well. You don't have to be about sim racing. It could be literally about anything possible. find out a bit about the team, the drivers, us, other people, our thoughts and feelings on life in general. So yeah, let us know.
Yeah, no, if you do want to ask some questions, as Ryan said, do let us know. We do love interacting with you guys, and we do love talking to you guys as well. So we wouldn't be here doing this if we didn't love doing it. So, you know, please get your questions in. And we do have a question from Major. So who's commentating right now? So 2 commentators in here. You got myself, Reese, one of the 0 Point founders. We also have Ryan in here as well, which is another 0 Point founder as well. So Ryan and Reese. So they're your 2 commentators, the O'Sullivan brothers, as people like to call us. So yeah, we're your commentators for tonight, and that will be for the majority of the season. As what the hell was going on here? There's a little bit of a battle going on, and that is Stormberg behind the Van Otts in the other Porsche, the other Kermit Racing teammate. And I think Stormberg has lost out on this as well, because he's dropped back. He was kind of up in the field, but he has definitely dropped back, and he's thinking about making a move on the inside of the Porsche. And is he going to think about doing it? He does go late on the brakes and doesn't make the move this time around, so he's going to have to stick behind him for now, as Lowe Nielsen is just on a faster lap with a 1:48.9, and the other teammate of Van Os is in the pit lane. And who else is that? That is RVJ. RVJ is coming out of the pit lane. Where is Shay? Sleeping again? Probably. Shay likes to usually hibernate, and he likes to wake up when he has a race going on, so if there's like an LFM Pro or VMS, that's when you'll see him wake up.
Well, to be fair, he's probably resting from Pro Series last night, because he actually won the title. He was actually LFM Pro Series champion. So
yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He won the Pro Series championship. So I did actually. When I saw him, I literally went up to him and went, "Finally," because he should have won it a long time ago in the ACC days. He was definitely deserving of it. So I'm glad that he's definitely won a championship, and it's fully deserved. So yeah, big congratulations to Shay, obviously, for winning the LFM Pro Championship. Oh, that's a good question from Major there. Maybe you can answer that one, Ryan.
I would love to say a really long story about how we come up with the name, but I'll give you the truth. When we were discussing creating the team, we literally were just thrashing out names, and then we literally, what about this? Does this work? And everyone went, yeah, all right then. So that is the story of 0 Point Racing. We all agreed upon it, and then we all agreed on the colouring and the liveries as founders, and yeah, we sort of just grew it from there. Started it up as six founders, and what we took on 1 extra driver, pretty much straight away. And now we're in a position where we've got 40 plus drivers, 2 teams, many projects going on. Both LMU and iRacing, and some interesting things coming up as well. So yeah, no real massive story. It was a case of, this name sounds good, let's use it.
Yeah, so obviously with that as well, like, because we obviously started on, obviously we're on LMU now and iRacing, but we originally started on ACC and iRacing. But obviously with LMU, obviously when it first released, we was kind of one of the we probably that is Lowe Nielsen in the Toyota. They're making a bit of an error there, but yeah, I mean, back to the story. Obviously, we was probably one of the first teams to, would you say, like, kind of pioneer the LMU scene? We was kind of the first to kind of jump on it, weren't we? It was like,
no, I wouldn't say so much that. We just put all our eggs in one basket, and we made it stick. There was a few people going over to it at that point. We sort of
now it's a spin for the Porsche, and that is Van Otts in the Porsche there of the Kermit Racing team, and he has made a big mistake, as we have a replay feature. So this is fantastic, this feature. You can actually look at the replay what happens. So he runs a little bit wide on the curb there, gets on the power, and the outside there, it really just throws you around. So yeah, a question from Grizzly Trooper: how much is LMU? LMU it's not expensive. Yeah, it's about, is it 28 pounds to 32 pounds? It's between the two.
It's in the summer sale at the minute, 35% off.
Yeah, so it is in the sale at the moment. So you do want to get yourself a wheel there, Jay. You can hop onto LMU. but yeah, LMU is a great game. Obviously, as we may or may not know, we've just seen the recent price hike for iRacing. In the space of, so this is a second price rise in 10 years of iRacing. A lot of people are not happy. I think a year's membership has gone up by £40. So I think 2 years has gone up by £40, and then like a year's membership's gone up by like 25 to 30 quid. So yeah, a lot of people are not happy. And I think a lot of people are probably going to cancel their memberships because, you know, times, and they even said in the statement as well, they even said like times are tough. Thank God I'm poor. Well, that's the thing though, isn't it? Like, it's obviously you got to buy the membership and then the cars and tracks, and a lot of people do object to that. And, you know, LMU is a case where, you know, you buy the game, you get a lot of cars and tracks, and there is some free cars and tracks in there as well. I remember the BMW Hyper is also a free hypercar to download as well. Same with the MP3. There's also GT3s as well. And then you just buy a season pass, and then you get all the cars and tracks and stuff like that. So in terms of sim racing wise, LMU is a bit more bang for your buck. Like, you do get, even though yes, it is based on the World Endurance Championship, there's a little bit less cars and tracks, but obviously with the recent announcement of the American Track Pack, people did think it was going to be IMSA. I know IMSA like to throw their license like it's candy, as Hajo has just done a fastest lap again of a 2 minute 0.412, so clearly setting the pace in the GT3 field. But Fabio will be pitting as well very soon. He's obviously requested for a pit stop, but yeah, it's obviously a bit more bang for your buck on LMU. So I think a lot of iRacing people will probably cancel their subscription. I know that I am probably going to be one of them, which is obviously the case. But yeah, that's about it really. So
to answer your question, Major, on BMS, we do have a couple drivers in the contender series of it. So we do have one GT3 driver, one hypercar driver.
Sorry, I think he meant VLMS. Is that Virtual Le Mans Series?
Oh, Virtual Le Mans Series. Sorry, my bad. I think your last point, if there's going to be any, is a good question. To that, we want to, we really want to, but we don't know at the moment if it's ever going to happen. We need to just keep an eye on it as we go along. The esports scene is a little bit in a weird time at the minute, I find, but it's not a weird time for us. We've got some good things coming up. We're very excited. Moving forward with our team and what's going on next.
Yeah, as I say, keep an eye out on the socials as well. You can follow us on Instagram. That'll be the main hub of everything that you see. So, you know, there's a lot of exciting things coming up as well. So if you haven't followed us on there, be sure to give us a follow. Yeah, you can see the announcements firsthand as well. So if there's an entry fee, I'm not too sure about that. I mean, obviously Ryan will know a bit more about that. Obviously there will be an entry fee, I'm sure, for Virtual Le Mans Series, but it is the case of whether it actually will happen or not is a very good question. All you know is that car go boom. It can go boom, it can make a noise, whatever you want it to be. Probably a weird sentence to say, but as we background shot there of RVJ in the Corvette there, just saw that as well. That was a great shot. We're just looking at Jasper here in P11, so not making much ground. But, never say never when it gets near the end of the race. 23 minutes to go. Oh, I'm listening, Major. Now imagine this. I'm expecting something. All car classes in LMU on Le Mans. One-off event, maybe?
I think we have spoken about this already. It was an idea that went through our head a little while ago. Problem is just the amount of cars per class you would have. It'd just be very little. The only way it would really work is if you probably had 100 cars. But who knows? You never know. One thought process we did have, and we're still not ruling it out, is a 2.4 hour race around Silverstone National. And that is a 53-second lap before anyone asks.
Yeah, I mean, you would put multi-class in that though, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Just absolutely throw chaos in it. So it could be something we could do in the pipeline. I think it'd be very, very hilarious, and I think I'd love to commentate on that because I definitely will lose my voice. I think my throat would just rip out of my socket and end up going to the hospital in some way. But as we see, Lone Nielsen in the Toyota still leading. 27.5% of VE. Tommaso there, he's dropped back 20 seconds, but has a lot more virtual energy in him. So you never know, could be a contender here for the win. So I'm waiting to see how this will happen in the hypers. But as I said at the start, obviously a shame about the hypers, but hopefully we can have a little bit more in the next round. And speaking of the next round, do you know the date of the next round of this season?
Yeah, it's a week today, so Friday the 17th of July, and it's at Silverstone.
Silverstone, and that's good as well because obviously the recent announcement of the World Endurance coming to Silverstone next year, which I cannot wait to go to. That is going to be absolute bedlam and absolutely packed. I mean, the ticket prices are not so bad as well, so I will be ordering my ticket very, very soon. But the good thing about that is you'll get all the hypers there as well. I can't wait myself personally to hear the Cadillac. There's one car I've always wanted to hear in life, as well as the Aston Martin.
I've
But
heard
we're
it
also-
already.
Oh, what, the Cadillac?
I was at Spa 2023 when
Oh yeah, you did, didn't you? Yeah.
the big batch of hypers come along. So Ferrari, Cadillac, Porsche, when they all hit the scene at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's one thing I can't wait to hear. But then again, we have two new cars as well. You have the McLaren and the Ford. I don't know, the Ford hypercar is going to have another V8 engine in it. So I'm yet to see. They did tease the sound of it, but I'm waiting to hear what it's going to be like, or even see what the car looks like. Hopefully, maybe those cars will come to LMU soon as well. You never know. I mean, the McLaren's already out there, so they could potentially be developing the McLaren. You just never know nowadays. They could maybe bring it to the game. They could just shadow drop it like they did with the Genesis. The Genesis was the best kept secret, or the worst kept secret, I think, in this game, and they just shadow dropped it. That, Major, is a very good question. I don't actually know, because I know we obviously still have the Lexus, but will the Toyota replace it? I don't know if it's replacing it next year. Do you know anything about that, Ryan?
I'm not too sure about that. I think the Lamborghini's not, unless the privateer team run it. But Toyota GR GT3 potentially. It potentially could be next season. I know they're testing it at the moment. They've done a bit of a release on it, so who knows?
Maybe the Toyota is replacing the Lexus. I mean, the Lexus is obviously a very old GT3 car. It's been going for a very, very long time. Good couple of years now, that Lexus, but it's still going strong. So it's still a very good GT3 car, but yeah, obviously does need updating, and obviously Toyota have been testing it. I saw that Kamui Kobayashi was testing it at the Nordschleife, so I did see a video of that. But yeah, I heard the new Lamborghini isn't that great. Their hypercar program wasn't great, that's why they obviously pulled out, but Lamborghini seems to be struggling in real life. I don't really know what's going on with them at the moment. They can't seem to develop a race car, which is a bit of a shame. I don't really know what's going on with them right now. But hopefully it'll all kind of back their ideas up, but yeah, we'll soon see. Yeah, the Lexus is a very, very reliable car. I've always liked the sound of the Lexus anyway, but it'd be a shame to see it go when it does get replaced probably by the Toyota, but you know, it definitely had a good run and deserves its place in the Hall of Fame of GT3 cars, because that was definitely a beast of a car to drive in the WEC series and IMSA series. It wasn't anything in the GT World Challenge. I think it was years ago, but obviously they don't think they're racing it anymore with the Lexus, but it was still going strong in WEC and IMSA. But yeah, it'd be a shame when it gets replaced, as Daniel Hearn might need to replace his tyres soon if he keeps running wide there in the Porsche. But he is in P2. He did get that place from RVJ, because RVJ did pit very early, so there is a bit of a gap for him. But I mean, the percentage wise as well, look at Hadjo. Hadjo's on 22.4%. Is he just cruising here?
Seems it at the moment, but it'll be interesting to see when these pit stops happen. Actually, how it's going to fall into place with the others. I'm still looking at the hypercar side of it. Tomasio is on the limit of making the race without a stop, but Nilsson's definitely going to have to stop regardless, as well as Daniel Hearn, Alfredo, Ben Ely, and Ben Stromberg, to name a few.
Yeah, so definitely keep an eye out for that one, because it's definitely going to get it saucy near the end of the race. So I'm definitely looking forward to that one. So, but yeah, the field is spread out at the moment, as we see Hadjo there just cruising along in the lead. 14-second gap. So I'd imagine he's definitely, as Ryan said, he's probably going to be comfortable with that. He doesn't really have anyone to worry about at the moment in time. Just a quick chat again. The Lexus, yeah, the Lexus is very, very reliable, unlike the BMW. Yeah, this yeah, I don't really know what's going on with BMW at the moment, but I tell you what, car is doing well in the WEC season is a Corvette. Yeah, they won Le Mans 24 Hours, the Corvette, so you know, that car seems to be quite strong this season. So you know, whatever they've done to it, it's actually proven really well. But I mean, this is Chris River on the back of Van Aert as well, so he's still in this race after that turn 1 chaos. Oh, sorry. Do you mind just taking over for a second, Ryan? Or would you be back in 2 seconds?
That's a bit worrying. What's happened there?
No, I just need to use the facilities.
Ah, okay. Well, we can all take a guess what's happened to him then. Well, good time to watch this battle then between Chris River and Stefan Van Aert. Stefan Van Aert has pitted already. Chris River hasn't. So it's the battle for P8 on the track. Chris River has put in some decent lap times. Lap times last lap was a 2:01.2, whereas Van Aert had a 2:02.0. So some strong pace there. Number 2 double time, yeah. That's I can imagine that is what's happened. I think sheer violence will be leaving him very soon. Exercising the devil. No, it's. What time to just stop mid-sentence? Actually, we need to talk about that a bit more. Like, just stop mid-sentence. Take over quickly. It's if like it was.
I've just literally just come back to hearing that sentence. No,
it's a dire emergency. Quick, leave now.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. You know why? Because I've got a can of Monster. My bladder just went hello, like within the space of half a second. So
that's just what you're calling it, yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what I yeah. Whenever I need the facilities, I just go hello. But yeah, no. Let's just go back to the action here now that we're back now. So, Chris River, he's actually got 7.5% of energy remaining, so he's not going to make it. Why are you laughing? Oh, because of.
I'd tell him for that. Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake, everyone's job will be saying that. Yeah, apart from that, as I say, the mouse cursor has made a return, as you can see on the screen there. No, he's gone again. No, he's back again. So, yeah, Chris River is he got less energy, so he will be pitting very, very soon. So he's not gonna, even if he does make the move, he's gonna be pitting very, very soon. So he will drop back down the field. I'm just looking now to see if anybody's quite close together. Ben Ely is 2 seconds behind Alfredo, so back into nearly the podium position. So great drive from Ben Ely there from the start to get back up to where he needs to be, running the fantastic, excellent livery there in the blue, and you know trying to make his way up to the steering rack god that is Alfredo. I would love to. Does he live stream, Alfredo?
Yes, he does. Yes.
Yes, so I wanna pop in his live stream and have a look at that, because I think it's absolutely fantastic. I wanna say, yeah, I hear you, John. Yeah, it's Yes, I mean, as I said with Ben, he's definitely closed the gap on the Alfredo, but obviously 6% energy remaining. I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna get to the end, is he?
Who's that? Sorry, who are we looking at here? That is
Ben and Alfredo.
no, they'll be pitting soon. I think, as Major said, there's going to be pit stops in the last 5 minutes of the race, so this should be interesting. Chris Rivers has pitted down in P10.
And where's RBJ in all this? As I say, he is P7, so he did make his pit stop earlier. He's 10 seconds behind Ryan Shiki, so yeah, hopefully he might be able to close the gap and try and. Well, see, this is what gets me excited because I feel as like there's going to be some battles going on towards the end. I can see something on the map. There is P11. Is that who is that behind P11? Is that a different car? Maybe that's P1. Maybe that's Hadjo. I think that is actually. So he is gonna lap Fabio here, I believe. He is on the back of him now. There it is. So yeah, so flashing the lights, and Fabio will be lapped as Daniel Herman is in the pits. So Herman is in the pit lane, making his stop now. 29% of energy. That is all you need. And out the pit lane he goes in that beautiful, beautiful Porsche. It's a shame really. When we went to the European Le Mans series, I was hoping to hear the Porsche scream, but they muffled it, which is highly annoying. The LMP2s though, absolutely fantastic sound. The LMP2s sound so good. They're so loud, and you got to remember the LMP2s are V8 engines, but they sound so good. Probably the best sounding car. Probably in terms of racing, they just sound so good. Especially when you drive them on this game as well, and you hear like a P2 coming past you, it sounds incredible. The game sound in this is awesome anyway. It sounds so good. Definitely the best sounding sim racing title out there, better than iRacing. Oh, we saw the desktop of Mr. Ryan there. Yeah, what a great livery that is. That Hermit Racing livery. Kermit the Frog just sitting on the number plate there. And he's actually got his. I'm pretty sure that's his crotch area around the LMGT3 logo. That's actually quite funny to see as well. But yeah, great livery from these two here. It's great. As I say, it's great to see people racing as well in this series. There's not many cars as what we'd hoped for, but we hope that many more of you who are watching this and do want to get yourself involved, head over to SimGrid, get yourself signed up so you can enjoy some Friday evening racing, because who goes out anymore? The world is a scary place, so let's all sit indoors and do some sim racing. That sounds like a good idea to everyone. Sounds like a good idea to me, to be honest, as Ben Ely is coming into the pit lane as well as Alfredo. So that was very, very close on the limit of the pit lane there. Now, would he get a drive through for that, or would he be okay? I'd imagine he's going to be fine, but so let's see what virtual energy they do put in the car. So they're both in the pit lane now with 8 minutes 35 to go. It's not going to be a lot, as we've got a replay here of Chris River. So what's happened to Chris here? Oh dear Lord. Oh, he's frozen on track. Now that, oh, he's back again. So that is, if that happened in real life, I'd imagine I'd be questioning the world. But Alfredo has got ahead of Ben Ely, so he's actually got 2% less energy, so he's actually jumped him a little bit as well in the pit lane. So that's not going to help Ely here in his search for P4. But where is RVJ in all this? RVJ is behind Ely, and he is 3 seconds behind. So the strategy didn't play out, but he is in P6 at the moment. So with 7 minutes 50 remaining, there's a lot of work to do here for RVJ.
Yeah, a lot of work, but look who's P3 by fuel saving.
Yep, so Ryan Shiki is in P3 to 12% of virtual energy remaining, and he's done himself really well to get up into their place as well, so could be a definite contender here. But Alfredo is behind him, so in all the time that Shiki will be lifting and coasting, Alfredo will just be pushing to try and get that podium place back, and I can imagine it's not going to be very long until he does so. I imagine he's going to get it done very, very quickly here. But in terms of hypers, Lo Nielsen is in the pit lane with Tommaso still cruising around, and hopefully he'll get past the Porsche driver very, very quickly, and he does dispatch him as well. So, yeah, let's see if Tommaso here can try and maybe get into the lead of the race, because this will be very, very interesting. I know there's only 2 hypers in the field, but a race is a race, and even if you 1v1, you know, you're still racing each other. You still want to prove that you're the best in the field. So, Nielsen in the pit now. So 20% of energy, that's all he needs. Here's Tommaso, he's coming out the final corner, and I believe he's probably going to jump in here and get into P1 with 9% of energy remaining. I think as Ryan said, yeah, so he is going to get past him here, and he's going to take the lead of the race, but do you think he can go on and win this?
It's definitely possible. I mean, 6 minutes to go, it's 4 laps effectively. Yeah, by all means, very, very possible.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Major. I think Hadjo is probably not going to make it. He has requested a pit stop, so he will have to pit, as Alfredo is going to make a move on Ryan Shiki here, and he does make the place up into P3. There goes the steering rack, but Shiki is going to get a great launch out of the corner, and he's going to go around the outside here as we look on top of the roof cam here, and you see the Porsche driver just going past him now, but I'd imagine Alfredo's going to get past there. There's a big lift there from Shiki, and Alfredo does get himself back into the podium place. But 12 seconds behind Daniel Hearn, and Daniel Hearn is just gone, so he's got to try and keep P3 here from Ben Ely, and Ben Ely is just in the background, as you can see in the rearview mirror, in the Xfinite livery Ford Mustang.
Steering is cranked.
The steering is cranked hard. I think he's definitely got it above 1080. Let's just check through this corner. Look at that. Look at that. He must be on a truck wheel or something, because this is great. He definitely probably didn't change his ratio from Truck Simulator. Oh god, that is Ben Stormberg, who's running a little bit wide there, and we've got another replay from Chris River here. Please don't do it again, I swear. Oh dear lord, he's doing it again, and he's, yeah, so there's definitely something amiss in that corner, because it's been happening a lot tonight, but a lot of lag seems to be happening in that corner. Maybe we should rename it as the lag corner. Whenever you go racing, just call it the lag corner. Even in real life, when they, you know, when they go there for Formula 1 or endurance, call it the lag corner, because that's essentially what it is. And I've never seen that TV shot before. That is new to me. I did not know they had it in the Kirby. But here we go, nevertheless. So now Ben Ely has got to try all he can to try and catch up to Ryan Shiki here. With 4 minutes 19 remaining, he's got 7.8% of energy. He's probably going to try and lift and coast to the end, but I'd imagine Ben Ely here is going to be on a bit of a push to try and get to P4. He is currently hunting Alfredo here to try and get that podium position back, but RVJ is just behind Ely here as well. It's got a 4% less of energy, so he's a little bit lighter on the fuel, but he's going to try and get that place. But this is your leader in the hypercar field. This is Tommaso. 3 minutes 45 remaining, 4.7% of energy. Can he do it?
This might be a bit too tight now. He's got to do basically under 2% of the lap. I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, so I think as much as it'd be like a glory story for him, I don't think it's going to come to fruition. He might lose the lead of the race here, as we're just looking at Ben Ely here. Still on the hunt for P4. He is currently 1.2 seconds behind Shiki here in the Porsche, and he is catching up to him a little bit, but he just needs to push on hard now, because the Porsche in front of him will be lifting and coasting, so he needs to do all he can to try and catch up to him, as RPG just in the background there, trying to push as well to try and maybe get that place back from Ben Ely. As you remember, they are teammates as well, so they need to think about not crashing into each other. Rule number 1 of racing, going to crash into a teammate, but their other teammate of Hadjo Horman is leading the race, and he's leading quite comfortably by 17 seconds, so a bit of a masterclass here from Hadjo in the first round of the season. So he's definitely had a fantastic race. Obviously got caught up in the start a little bit there, but you know, I'm sure there'll probably be a steward inquiry after that race, but other than that, he's kind of drove fantastically, you know.
Yeah, he's driven well, been very solid, very consistent. Pushed when he needed to, and that's what it's all about, really. You don't need to have outright pace sometimes. It is just about being consistent and running the same lap time over and over again, not being as erratic. Ben's now within 6 tenths of Ryan Sheenkey. And within 2 seconds. Oh, where's he going?
That is a bit of a lunge. He's going to think about doing it, but he does back out a little bit there. The lunge was nearly there.
That was a barbecue send.
I was going to say, he's definitely taking inspiration from you for the barbecue send, but flashing the lights. Yeah, he's flashing the lights on him, so I don't know whether that is to say, get out of the way, or whether to say sorry, but there he goes again. He's thinking about making a move, but he doesn't make it stick, so he's got 1:32 to go, so, you know, he needs to think about making his move sooner rather than later to get into that P4 position. Remember, more points on the board for Ben Ely if he can do it, but the more time he's doing this, the more RVJ is actually catching up to him, but Tommaso is going to have to come into the pit lane this lap. He's not going to make it to the end. He's on 0.4% of energy, so he is currently absolutely fine. But yeah, as I say, the more that Ely does this, the more RVJ catches up, and then there is a battle going on here between 10th and 11th place. That is Chris River trying to get past Fabio in the other Porsche. Oh no, there is contact on the last lap as well, and that is Vanos spinning round, and he has taken that place through contact, and he is not going to be happy with that one, that is for sure. So a big mistake there from them two drivers, and I can imagine there'll definitely be a shoe as a cry with that race. If not, they'll be fighting in the paddock. There'll definitely be no sandwiches from one of them drivers, that's for sure, when I serve them up in the pit lane paddock. But yeah, well, there you go. Look, there is RVJ on the back of Ely. So Ely has taken his time to try and get past the Porsche driver, Shiki here. He did think about making a couple of sends, but he hasn't made it stick. So will RVJ think about making the move? He's going to have another lap to do it because the leader on the Hypers is on his last lap. So they will have another lap to play around with. But, well, here we go then. So there goes Ryan Shiki. So Shiki is in the pit lane, so that gets him out of the way. So unfortunately, he didn't make his stick. So this is now the battle for P4 between the two teammates of the Xfinite drivers of RVJ and Ben Ely. So what is going to happen here? Is RVJ going to think about making a bold send on his debut for Xfinite, or is he going to try and hold? Is Ben Ely going to try and hold him off? And you know, I can't really say that sentence. It's a bit of the wrong sentence to say, but you know what I mean. He's going to try and defend for all he can here against RVJ in his debut for 0 Point Racing Xfinite team driver. But my words there just didn't work. But speaking of that, here is your hypercar leader of Lowe Nielsen.
This is the last lap, last corner.
Yeah, it is the last lap of the last corner, and he is coming through the last corner now, and he will take a very comfortable win. I know there's only 4 hypercar drivers, but a win is a win and a championship lead for Lowe Nielsen, and he's very happy with that. He crosses the line to win here at the Bahrain. Oh my god, where's he going? In the Bahrain International. So, oh dear lord, that is a spin and a half, and that is how you celebrate in a car. But well done to him as well as Hadjo Horman, class of his own in a GT3 field. Obviously a bit of a tussle at the start, but a great win for him in the GT3 field, and he wins at the Bahrain International Circuit. A great drive from the Porsche driver. A very good effort there from Tommaso. Nearly won the race on the fuel strategy, but couldn't quite get it there and couldn't get it done. So he's definitely to watch out for this season, as Ben Ely has just switched to the wets apparently, which is great. And a couple of donuts there from Hadjo. Get rid of the TC and do some donuts is what you love to see. But RVJ couldn't make the move stick as Daniel Hearn crosses the line for P2. A fantastic drive from the Porsche driver. Alfredo, I'd probably say my driver for the race, to be honest. It's been absolutely great to watch him, and he comes home in P3. But we'll wait and see what that start incident entails. But the two Xfinite drivers, Ben Ely and RVJ, P4 and P5, great drive from them, and great drive for RVJ on his debut for the Xfinite team. Coming home in a strong P5 position. Jasper will be in P6 as one of the GT drivers are doing some burnouts on the turn 1 here, which is fantastic to see as well. So definitely get your screenshots in, because that's what probably was set up for. And this is what race is all about. You know, get your screenshots in and stuff like that. Get it all posted on social media. That's what we love to see. But yeah, fantastic racing here tonight. Wasn't many cars in the field, but it still provided some great entertainment, didn't it?
Yeah, that was very good. Very enjoyable race to watch. Very interesting, some of the strategies they played in there, but obviously it didn't work out for them all. But yeah, no, well done to the winners. Great drive by Hio, great drive by Low Nielsen as well.
Yeah, great drive from everyone as well. But if you do want to get yourself involved in this racing, as I said many times in the stream, head over to SimGrid, 0 Point Racing Events, LMU Multiclass Season 2. Get yourself signed up. Get yourself racing. I want to see more cars in this grid. I want to see absolute bedlam. That's what I want to see. So, but yeah, that is going to be it for... No, there is a car still going around on the track. There's P7. Who is that? It's Van Ott. He's still driving around on the track. I'm guessing he's just wanting to do another lap for the fun of it. Yeah, we saw that RVJ. We saw that you tried. It was a good effort as well. So, I mean, strong result, which is fantastic to see as well. So, but yeah, I think with all that being said, I think that's going to be it as well, as we just take one last look of this fantastic livery Kermit the Frog car. As it just cuts off there as well. But yeah, no, well, us going back to the minis, that is going to be it for us as well. So I want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching it as much as I have commentating on it. So we'll hopefully see you guys in the next one for Silverstone, which is going to be next Friday.